Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode number 176 of What Does This Button Do? It's an educational show about smartphones and technology with us, Geeks on Tour. Today's beginner's lesson is make your own maps with Google My Maps, but Chris has a quick tip first. What do you have, Chris?
This is something that Google Photos just started a couple weeks ago, sometime in September. And that is the ability to order prints. I think people are going to like this.
Yeah.
I had a couple made, and it is very easy to do.
Okay.
Next slide.
Sorry.
I had a couple made, and it is very easy to do. There. Okay. So on a computer, you can just open up a photo, photos.google.com, open up the photo, tap the three-dot menu in the upper right, and you should see the ability to order photos or canvas prints. The photo prints are limited to 4x6. That's just the way it is. It's 4x6, and you can order them from Walmart or CVS. And this can be done on your phone as well. And we did it while we were at a Walmart, and I just used my phone, clicked order prints, walked inside, and picked them up for 25 cents each.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's way cool.
And these are the prints. The one other thing, I don't know if it's important to anybody, but the Walmart ones will be matte finish. If you order from CVS, they will be glossy finish. And 4x6. Now you could also, at Walmart, I did some more. I wanted to prove that I could print an 8x10.
What a good-looking guy.
An 8x10 that was in high quality and had been edited, but I couldn't do that through the Google Photos app. I had to do that through the kiosk inside Walmart. I just plugged my phone into it, and I could print this.
Well, that's pretty cool the way they do that, too.
But so easy to get 4x6s.
Right. All right, well, that's our quick tip. Sign up for our free newsletters. Subscribe to this channel, become a member, a premium member at Geeks on Tour, and purchase Mrs. Geek's Guide to Google Photos at Amazon. All right. Well, hello, everyone. I'm Jim, and here together with my wife, Chris, we're Geeks on Tour. Do you think your smartphone is smarter than you? And do you have questions about your iPhone or your Android? And how do you learn about these amazing devices?
Well, we are geeks who teach, and we think the best way to learn is on a regular basis with small pieces of information. So we come up with a topic for each of these shows, and we teach nearly once a week, and that's how you can continue to learn, lifelong learning. It's all on our website at geeksontour.com.
Very cool. So, Chris, where are we now?
We're just west of Chicago.
Chicago.
And it is a gray day here. We're coming to you from inside our little camper van, our little road truck. Jim has camera, lights, computer equipment all set up in where is normally our bed.
Yeah.
But it makes up into a couch.
It's pretty amazing.
It's pretty cool. We're in that parking lot. We are plugged into electricity thanks to the Elks Lodge and being Elks members.
Mm-hmm. And we've been visiting Chicago. What a really nice town. The weather is really strange, though. It gets hot and cold within 15 minutes.
We had a gorgeous day the first day we got here, and we have learned over the years, if it's a good day, and you have the time,
do it now.
Do it now. So we took the architectural cruise, the one thing that we knew we had to do while we were in Chicago. We did that the first day, and it was gorgeous.
We did. It
was so gorgeous.
I want to remind our premium members that we have the Backstage Pass, And it's an online meeting using Zoom right after the show, and you get the link from an email. If you're a premium member, you should have received an email, or you can go to the geeksontour.com website and go to member login, and we have a bonus tip, or she has a bonus tip for you, mapping photos.
Yeah, just want to make sure people who are premium members and join us after the show, you're going to get something extra.
Very cool. Well, let's look down there. Ron Brown's here, Tom Parks, Bill and Karen, Michael Daniels. Hey, everyone. Jim Jensen. David,
thanks, Michael.
Yes, thank you. David Gorey.
Many.
Jerry Bertelson. And yeah, very cool. Thanks a lot. What do we have here? Today's beginner's lesson is make your own maps with Google's My Maps.
We've been using My Maps actually for quite a while, and we teach it. We have a full learning guide on our website for members, and let's just start with how you would make your first map using Google My Maps.
Hi, this is Chris Gould with Geeks on Tour, and this lesson is about making your first simple map with Google My Maps. First, you go to maps.google.com and log in with your Google account. Then you use the menu to get to My Maps and you create your own map. You add markers and save the markers, and you're done. You have a custom map. There are several different ways to get to My Maps. I'm going to show you my favorite way. First, you just go to maps.google.com. You can get there from this little grid, and be sure that you are logged in. I am logged in using a test account that I call Guest. Then to get to My Maps, you click on the 3- menu over on the left and My Maps. This user has never created any maps before, so this list is blank, and you just click Create Map. Now I'm going to create a map of my favorite places in Fort Lauderdale. So I'm going to call this map Then I am going to zoom into Fort Lauderdale, which is where I am at now. I'm just using the scroll wheel to do this. I'm going to add 3 markers to this simple map. 1 that is a place that only I know about, and 2 that are standard places on Google Maps. So the one that I want is a parking place on the beach where we go kayak diving from, and it's right here. I need to add my own marker, so I use this tool. Here are all the tools available. I add a marker. It has loaded my pointer, my mouse, with the marker, and I just click where I want it to go. I can then give it a title and a description and even a picture if I want. Okay, then when you need to save it, you need to save any edits you do to markers. You do not, however, need to save the whole map. It is getting saved for you automatically. The second place I want to mark is the Jungle Queen. Jungle Queen Riverboat. It's a long-time tourist attraction in Fort Lauderdale, and all I do is add to map. I don't need to add my own marker because the marker that Google has is fine. Notice it even has the phone number and the website and a way to view in Google Maps so you can get directions. I can add my own description if I want by clicking the pencil and then save. And the last place I want is a restaurant. Once again, the marker that Google has is just fine. It has the website, the phone number. I'll just click Add to Map. This has been put onto a layer. You can have up to 10 layers, so I should probably give this one a name. The whole map I'm calling Florida, so I'll call this one Fort Lauderdale. And you're done. There is no saving that needs to be done. It is automatically saved. So I'm going to close this now and say, well, how would we see this in the future? From a Chrome browser, you would go to Maps, and you still need to be logged in as the same user that created that map, because this is for your eyes only until you should choose to share it, and we'll have another video on that. So I'm now at Google Maps, logged in with this user, click the 3-dash menu and My Maps. And there it is.
Very cool. I like that.
And that video was done a few years ago.
Right.
And it's mostly,
It's real valid.
there's just a couple tiny little changes, and you will see that. But so this is one area where Google has consistently maintained your ability to make a map. And we have tons of them.
Yeah, there's a few that I need to update, though, I think. But
If you're a traveler like we are, you like maps.
Right.
Is there any way around maps if you're a traveler? And to be able to make your own.
Right.
So we have been making a map of our travels each year ever since we started this lifestyle. And you can see all of those on our travel blog.
Okay. To get to our travel blog, you go to geeksontour.com and click on
Our maps.
Okay.
Oh.
I was on the wrong screen. And click on our maps.
And you can see that we have made a map for each year. And for the first, 5 or 6 years, they are clickable because we made them with Google My Maps. In our earliest years, Google My Maps didn't exist, so I just created a drawing. If you go all the way back, starting in 2007, Google My Maps didn't exist, so I just created a drawing of our travels. But I just love this. And if you do click on one, 2018 would be a good one.
All right.
Then it takes you to the interactive. I mean, that's just a screenshot. The way I do it is a screenshot. And then you can, for example, click on one of the mountain ones, and I'll bet you there'll be pictures. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's where 2018 we went to the Grand Tetons, and you can embed photos in each marker if you want. And I do.
Of course you do.
And where do you think those photos come from? My Google Photos account. Okay, but travel maps is just one use. That's our main use of it.
Okay.
But there's other things.
Ancestry. This is something that I used a while back. I was making a slideshow or a map that kind of followed my grandfather in his immigration from the old country in Vinkovci, Croatia, what used to be Austria-Hungary, over to the New World for him, over to the United States. So it goes through and takes you through Ellis Island, and when he moved to Ohio, and then it goes back and where he met Mom Gould.
And each marker can have a little story with it. It can have a photo. It can have a link where you can learn more. So this can be the entire story in one map. I just love that.
I think it's cool too.
But there's more.
Yeah.
You could also use a custom map just to show special places you've been. So, for example, we have visited every presidential museum in the United States, all the official ones and one unofficial one.
Jefferson Davis.
Yeah. And here is the map, and each one is clickable, and you can see photos and stories and links to where it is. Another use is to just dream. So here is a map that plots a course to visit 50 U.S. landmarks. I got this from somebody else's website. There's a link up there. And did it on a Google My Map. So this is your dream trip to visit 50 landmarks around the U.S. And this is a pretty cool one. If you have a source for a database of points of interest, you can import them to a Google My Map, and then you have the reference. This example is, if you're an RVer, you probably know about Passport America, which is a group of 50% off campgrounds. So this can just be a map for your reference that you can see at a glance. And then this one is something that a friend of ours did that I thought was brilliant. He shares his travels with his friends and family. Each marker is numbered. The ones that are stars are places that he's already been. The ones that are just the red teardrops are where he's going. So at any point in time, if his family wants to check in on him and see where he is and if he's okay, they have, this is like his flight plan, if you will.
I like that.
And it's private just to you, and you can share it with whoever you want. So he shared this with his friends and family.
Right.
Now, here in Chicago, I came up with what seemed like a different use for the maps. Just in doing research, we know that there's not going to be much in the way of campgrounds in Chicago, right? Places to park the RV. We even had a hard time finding Elks Lodges, although that is what we ended up finding. The problem was I couldn't get my bearings. I had one map that looked up campgrounds, one map that looked up Elks Lodges, another map that I had that marked where we had to be. We're here to give seminars at a couple of Chicago area computer clubs, but I couldn't get it all together. Here's how I used my...
Hi, this is Chris Gold with Geeks on Tour, and this tutorial video is about making your own map. When you're researching places to go and places where you can stay nearby, do you use a lot of maps like we do? I use Google Maps, Our Village, All Stays, RV Parky, and Road Trippers. I want to collect my information all in one map. So in Google Maps, I have saved the club locations where we are booked to speak. We're in Chicago area right now, and here are the 2 places that we need to be this week. All Stays is my go-to site for finding county parks and other good overnight parking for RVs, but on this map I can't see where our gigs are. Our Village is great for looking up Elks Lodges. We like parking at Elks Lodges as we travel. So my solution is to make my own map where I can put everything in. I use Google My Maps. I can make the markers custom, set the colors, and save my map. Let me show you how. Step 1 is to go to mymaps.google.com and make sure you are logged in with your account. If you've ever made any other maps, you will see them here. We're going to create a new map. It's good to give your map a title right away. First, I want to put in the places that we need to be, and I know that the first one is Glenside Public Library. I can search for it using Google My Maps. It will find it. And I could just add this marker to map, but I don't want to mark the Glenside Public Library. I want a marker that says the name of the computer club we'll be visiting. So I click on Add a Marker. I click right on the public library and then give it a name. And I save that marker. Now I can search for the next place. Naperville City Hall. Add my own marker and give it a name. Now, I don't like that it just has this blue teardrop standard marker. I want it to stand out more. So over here in the left side panel, I can click the little paint can. I can make that be, I think I want it just to be a black marker. And I can choose an icon from the list here. I want it to look like a meeting. I'm going to choose these 3 stars, and OK. And I want this other one to look the same. Next, I want to add the campgrounds that I found that look like possibilities. I can search for the name of the campground that I found. In this case, I can just add the Google marker. I want the website and the phone number, so I'll just click Add to Map. But now look over here on the left. That campground has been added to the same layer as our gigs, and it's really a different layer. I'll show you. Instead of untitled, I'm going to call this layer Gigs. Now I want a new layer for places to stay. Add layer, places to stay. Now this Blackwell Family Campground really belongs in this other layer. I can drag that down. It's a little bit tricky. You got to make sure to get a hold of it, and then you can drag it down to the other layer. And let me change that icon so it looks like a campground. We'll make it green and a tent. Now let's add an Elks Lodge. I can search for Elks Lodge 2254, which is what I found in my other map. But this is another case where I don't want to use the marker that came from Google. I don't want the details from Google. I want to put my own details. So add a marker, click here, give it a name, and I can add notes and even a link from the source that I got the information on this Elks Lodge. I want a custom icon for that. So I click the little paint bucket, and I'm going to make this one purple, and I want an icon that maybe looks like an elk. How about a deer? Close enough. Now, in one glance, I'm just zooming out by using my scroll wheel. In one glance, I can see where we need to be, where the campground is, and where the Elks Lodge is. And now it's clear that this campground is the closest place to go. Two more things to show you about Google My Maps. One is that you can change the underlying map, the base map. See how it's still kind of hard to see my markers on here because of the way this map is. If I click on base map, I can choose a lighter, simpler base map so that my markers really stand out. The second thing to show you is, why did I insist on having 2 layers? Well, sometimes I just want to see where we need to be, not about our choices of where to stay. You just uncheck the box for one layer and it disappears. Check it or uncheck it to make it appear or disappear. Very handy, especially when you end up with lots of markers. And that's how you make your own map using My Maps. From now on, any map you've created will be in mymaps.google.com as long as you're logged into your account. There's the map that I just made.
All right. Any questions?
Well, there was one in the chat, and I went ahead and answered it.
Ron wanted to know all the POIs, points of interest on these maps.
Well, and the answer is the My Maps is based on Google Maps. So yeah, everything is there, but not in specific groups. So you have to know what to search for, which is why I use all these other maps to find the type of thing I'm looking for, and then I can find the specific point in my map.
And Michael made a statement there, comment that he makes a map for all of his baseball teams. He's a coach, his away games, and he shares it with the parents so they know how to get there. I think that's way cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. All right.
All right, back to the slides. So what about on mobile?
How about on mobile? That's what we all use, right?
That example was building it on a computer. And I'll tell you, it's a lot easier on a computer. It can be done on mobile. The Android has a My Maps app, but it's nowhere near as full featured. I mean, you can add points and you can remove points. You can make layers, but you cannot change the icon. I don't think you can move a point from one layer to another. There's a lot you can't do in the app. And in iOS, there is no app. But let me show you, you can. So if an iPad is pretty much all you have, you can do it. You can do it, no problem. You just have to do it from a browser, not an app. So you would open a browser and you would go to mymaps.google.com. mymaps.google.com. And as long as you're logged in, now I've never actually built one using this, because I have a computer available. If you have a computer available, it's going to be a lot easier. But you can see I still have, there is the one that was made in that video, because that was just done this morning, and there are those icons. And I could delete one if I wanted. Okay. Then next is navigating. So to navigate, you can't navigate using a computer, right? You also can't navigate just using My Maps. My Maps gives you a way to locate all of your points, but it does not have the functionality that Google Maps does. So what do? You add your custom map as a layer to Google Maps. Now you can see your markers and you can navigate there. You can turn layers off or on, and you can remove them. And I want to show you how to do that using my Samsung phone. So I'm just using the phone. I'm going to show you how to navigate to a location that was on that My Map. So there is regular old Google Maps, and you can definitely navigate using Google Maps on a phone. But where do I want to navigate to? I have it all stored in my Maps. How do I get it? The 3-line menu and your places. And there's all sorts of stuff up here. All the way over at the right, you have to scroll over to see it, is Maps. And instead of using this one that I just created, I'm going to use the 2019 Back to School Tour, because that has everything. That has the next place we're going on it. So I open that up, and I see all of the places where we're going. And I can zoom in, and you can see that in Chicago, we are at one of those Elks Lodges, and number 13 is where we're going next, and then when we leave Chicago, we're going to number 14, Quad Cities. I can tap on there, and I can tap directions, and start. And I am now navigating to a marker that was on the My Map. All right, so I cancel that. And what if now I just want to use Google Maps normally and I don't want all these markers on there? That's 3-line menu, and see where the map that I created is showing up as a line here. If I just tap on that, they go away. It's still there though. Tap on it, it brings it back. If you really want to get rid of it, you're done using that My Map, you just want to go back to your Google Maps, then you tap on the little layer button in the upper right, and there is a layer of that My Map, and when I tap there, it has been unlinked from my Google Map.
Cool. All right. let's see. We teach Google My Maps. There are several episodes, 161, 151, and 111. And there's a learning guide.
There's a
for
learning guide with a
members.
whole series of videos, and I just want you to just go to our website and type My Maps in the search and show them how that works.
All right.
Our website, what's our website?
geeksontour.com.
And every page has this big search box in the upper right-hand corner.
Oops.
So just type My Maps into that search box, and you're going to see all sorts of stuff. And some of it is free, some of it is for members only, but there's a bunch of it there. Anytime you see an article, that's completely free. Anytime you see a video, that's mostly members only, and then our shows are available to anybody.
Yep. And everything is available to our premium members, right?
Right.
Okay.
And we'll probably be adding more because I learn new things about My Maps every time we travel.
All right. Well, I need you to dance for just a minute.
Well, I see that Michael has a comment. I like that maps show in Google Drive as well as in My Maps and easy to find. Yes, under the hood, these maps are actually stored in your Google Drive. And if you use Google Drive, you can search for them there, you can open them and do whatever. But if you don't use Google Drive, know that you will see them just by going to My Maps.
All right. I think I've got it back. Yeah. All right. No questions. And our app of the week this week is an app that I've been using quite a bit lately. It's called Hiya. Hiya is a caller ID and call blocker. It's a free download from the Play Store on Google or on the App Store for the iOS, the Apples, and when a call comes in, it will figure out what that number is from, and if it's legitimate, if it's in your contact list, it'll be legitimate. If it doesn't recognize it, it may give you another choice, or it may say that it's a suspected spam caller. Easy for me to say.
Right,
So-
because a number can be reported, right? Anybody
Right.
else who uses Hiya can say, hey, that phone call I just took, that was a solicitation, or that was spam, or
of some sort.
something.
And then you can make the choice of to ignore it or to take the call. It's up to you still. So, and it's really a pretty cool deal. They also have a premium version that has some more functionality. There's automatic spam blocking. It won't even let a call go through to you from the Hiya, and it has premium caller ID, so it'll actually tell you the name of the person that's coming in there, and a premium number lookup. But notice those premium prices. You can try it free for 7 days, but if you think it's useful, and I really do, I would go probably for the yearly, because the discrepancy, you can do it for $3 a month or $1.25 a month if you use it on an annual basis. I just think that's a
And
good
we
idea.
don't yet. We've just been using the free version. Actually, I think when the free version started,
They did have caller
they
ID.
had caller ID, yeah,
did.
and then that went away and it just went into the premium, which,
Right.
I mean, everybody needs to make some money.
Everybody has to
But
make
so
money.
we're still using the free version, and basically I just don't answer any calls
Yeah.
unless they leave a message and I'll call them back. But it's really nice that Hiya pops up and says this is a suspected spam call or a suspected political contribution call,
Right.
and then I feel perfectly justified in not
yeah.
answering.
And if I get a call that turns out to be, or I take a call that turns out to be spam or a solicitation, I will report them. And it's a crowdsourced deal. I like it. So,
Warren Wilson, thank you. He's telling people, if you've learned something, if you've liked this video, please give us a thumbs up down there.
yeah, I often forget to do that.
Yeah, thanks, Warren.
Yeah, thank you so much. We do invite you to become a premium member at geeksontour.com. Just go to our website and click on Become a Member. See our website, geeksontour.com, and click on the weekly class menu. Scroll down to see all the archives
Of this show. Plus,
this
and
show.
if you like this show, we think you'll love our show notes. And
that's what's part of that. Remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel and click on the bell to get reminded for those. Any other questions?
I think we're good.
Okay, it's their turn then. Well, did you learn something? Questions for you. The only requirement for making your map is to have what kind of account?
A Google account. It is all 100% free. You just need a Google account.
We recommend making your maps using Google
My Maps.
True or false? All map markers are blue teardrop icons.
You can make them be anything you want.
Yeah, you can even make your own.
You can even make your own, yeah, and we have another video on that.
All right. Markers can be visible or not based on groups called categories, B, layers, C, folders, or D, albums.
B, layers is what they call them.
In order to navigate to a marker on your map, you must A, have the My Maps app, B, use Waze, C, it can't be done, or D, open your map within Google Maps.
D, open your map within Google Maps.
True or false? You must use a computer to make or edit a map.
No, it can be done either with the app on Android or the browser on either Android or iOS. However, you're going to have a much better experience if you use a computer.
Yeah, I agree.
Or maybe a Chromebook.
A Chromebook.
Chromebook would be. I consider a Chromebook a computer, the big screen.
For this, yeah.
Yeah.
So which type of marker can display your photos? A, built-in Google Maps marker, or B, a marker you add?
Well, we really didn't get into this too much, but a marker you add is more customizable. I started adding the built-in Google Maps markers to my maps and then still adding my own words to it. And I later learned that when I clicked on that marker, I was seeing all sorts of photos, not just the ones I added. I was seeing all the photos that other people had crowdsourced into Google Maps. And no, I only wanted to see my pictures. So that's why I generally add my own marker rather than using the built-in Google Maps marker.
All right. Well, we're just about done.
We did good.
We want to remind all of our premium members to check your email for the link for the Backstage Pass. If you have a computer without a camera or microphone, I recommend using a smartphone or tablet to join, because they do have cameras and microphones.
And if you can't find the email, this is the same link that we've been using for the last few weeks. We'll use the same one till the end of the year anyway. You can go to geeksontour.com, click the member login, and after you're logged in, scroll down a little bit and you will see the link to click to get into the Backstage. And for those of you who join us, I'll be showing how you can take a bunch of photos that have been geotagged and put them on a map.
Great. So, Chris, what's the web page that lists all of our weekly shows?
Geeksontour.com, and the menu item is Weekly Class.
And the web page that lists all of our recent newsletters?
Geeksontour.com, the menu item is Blogs and News. Newsletters are under there.
And why do people pay $60 a year to join Geeks on Tour?
Well, we have several member benefits. Members can ask us questions on the Q&A page. They get access to hundreds of tutorial videos, learning guides, and 7 ebooks, including Mrs. Geek's Guide to Google Photos. They get the written notes of all these shows, and some people just join to say thank you for all that we do for free.
Cool. Next time, we'll see. Do we have a live show next week?
I have no idea where we're going to be next Sunday.
Or what kind of bandwidth we'll have. It
Yeah.
does require a fair amount of bandwidth, and it's been pretty good here. So, if you have an idea for a show topic, let us know anywhere. Put the comment in here, put it in the chat, put it on our website. Give us a holler and leave a comment on this YouTube video, if you will. That helps us a lot.
And a thumbs up.
And a thumbs up. Well, that's it for this week. I'm Jim.
I'm Chris.
And we are Geeks on Tour. And we'll see you next
Keep
time.
pushing those buttons.
Yeah. Be
That's
careful
how you
with
learn.
those buttons.
And
It
you know,
does.
learning keeps you young. So.
And good looking. All right. Oh, and hi to Gary. Good to see you, man.
Oh. Road trek.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. Well, we'll see you next time on What Does This Button Do?